Welcome to Mediocre Gaming, and today we're playing Destiny 2. Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and salutations. Today, welcome back to the Iron Banner. Let's get to it. The first Iron Banner of Season 4 is here, and with it is a few changes. When you go to Lord Saladin at the tower, you will notice that he has several extra bounties, but the bounties are all 1 week long. Additionally, if you want to get any of the pre-rolled or predetermined rolled items and weapons, so the armor and the weapons, you have to complete the bounty that is attached to it. So if you want that Swarm of the Raven, you're going to have to finish the Unrelenting task. And when you look at the different bounties that he's offering, you will notice something. You will have to play Iron Banner a lot with one character in order to have a chance of completing these different bounties. Unrelenting, land final blows during a power play. So final blows means, of course, that you have to kill the opponent. You have to get credit for the kill. You have to hit them last. And it has to be during a power play. Power play only lasts about 20 seconds, so you're only going to get maybe a couple per match if you can even get a power play. Now you can turn in your coins. 20 coins will get you one item. And those are all random rolls. So all the weapons and the armor that you get by turning in tokens, they are all random rolls. Now, before you go into the Iron Banner, you need to know that the random rolls, when you turn stuff in, it will drop about 15 power levels below your current level. So even though the Iron Engram says it's 530, it's actually going to be like 515 when you pick it up. Now, additionally, you want to make sure that you pick up Crucible bounties at the same time and Hawthorn bounties, because both the weekly and daily bounties are Crucible heavy, and they do count when you play Iron Banner. Additionally, the daily and weekly Crucible bounties, or challenges, excuse me, will count when you play Iron Banner. So playing the 5 matches, playing the 1 match, that will count for your Crucible challenges for the daily and weekly. Now, what about the Iron Banner weapons? Are they any good? Well, partially it's going to depend on A, your playstyle, and B, the random rolls that you get with them. So you see this Roar of the Bear has tracking, which is nice. It does not have cluster bombs, which is, some people like cluster bombs. Most people like cluster bombs. I like cluster bombs. Some people don't. There are other options that you can get that are decent. Rangefinder is actually a decent perk to have in the Crucible, because the rangefinder increases the velocity of the rocket. Now, the pulse rifle is a high firing, low impact pulse rifle. With the right perks, it is really, really good. Even with bad perks, it is still pretty decent. Enough to go head-to-head with someone that has a Bygones or Inaugural Address. And yes, it is an energy weapon. The Scout Rifle is high impact, slow firing, slow reloading. So if you have the right perks on it, it could be useful, but it is going to be difficult because if you miss one shot, that is a lot of DPS that you're missing out on. So for a Crucible type setting, I don't really recommend the Scout Rifle. The Sniper Rifle, decent. The Grenade Launcher, as all grenade launchers have been buffed recently, They are decent with the right rolls. It would be really, really good.
Opponent claimed Zone B.
Now, like I said, it will depend what type of rolls that you get on your particular weapon. The rolls that are on the predetermined ones, the ones that you could buy from Lord Saladin, are decent.
Zone B captured. Zone
Now, just like Iron Banner control from Season 3, it is exactly the same. Except you have the changes to time to kill, you have those types of changes in the Crucible in general, which do apply here as well. So, Iron Banner control, if you get a power play, if you get all 3 control points, you will lock them down, and the enemy team cannot retake them for 20 seconds. They will remain locked, and you have an exclusive power play for 20 seconds. So you can go through and you can go take out enemies. Once that power play is over, you will have to recapture all the points. All the points will go neutral again.
You captured Zone B.
So what are some decent weapons to take into the Iron Banner? Now, Iron Banner is power enabled, which means that the higher your level, the more damage you do and the more damage you can take. So the higher your power level, the better chance you have at winning in an encounter. But just as important, because if you're 10 points away or even 20 points away from someone else, there is a good chance of you winning or losing. It is more or less an even match. So depending on your playstyle, you may want to take a pulse rifle, a hand cannon, sidearm, sniper rifle, shotgun, grenade launcher, rocket launcher, sword, submachine gun. I mean, you name it. Almost everything is viable in the Iron Banner, and it will slightly depend on the map. Some maps are better for sniper rifles, some are better for shotguns. If there's a lot of tight turns, if there's a lot of enclosed spaces, shotguns are a better option. If you have long lines of sight, scout rifles and sniper rifles are a decent option. But again, I would say play to your strengths. If you really hate playing with a sniper rifle or a shotgun, then don't play with it. Make sure that you're playing with weapons that you are comfortable with. Make sure that you are using armor that has perks on it that you like, that complement your playstyle and the weapons you're using. Now, there are certain weapons and certain pieces of armor or perks that are better than others. For example, the inaugural dress and the bygones are really strong pulse rifles. I'm going to say that the Iron Banner one is in that same group. And of course, it depends on what roles you have. The inaugural dress has outlaw and kill clip, which increase your reload speed on a precision kill, and it increases your damage after you reload. So after a kill, you reload. If you got a headshot kill, you're going to reload very, very quickly and get that extra damage in that next clip. So about 5 seconds after you reload, you get extra damage. Now, bygones, if you bought the bygones last week, it is very strong. One of the best rolls on a pulse rifle. Now, if you got a random one, it may be okay or decent, but the bygones, even with terrible rolls, is still a decent gun. And like I said, it's the same way with the Iron Banner pulse rifle. Certain hand cannons with armor-piercing rounds and or explosive payload are very good and useful. If you happen to have Luna's Howl, that's obviously a good one, or the Ace of Spades. There are several submachine gun options that you can use that are good in close quarters. So if you're in close quarters, you have shotguns, submachine guns, and sidearms. For medium range, you have auto rifles and you have pulse rifles. For medium to long range, you have auto rifles, pulse rifles, scout rifles, and sniper rifles. And then, of course, you have your power weapons, which are decent at most ranges, except for the sword, which, of course, is close range only. Now, while you're doing this, you can also work on any Crucible tournaments or exotic bounties that you may have. So if you're still working on your Ace of Spades, if you're still working on your Chaperone, then this is something that you can certainly do while you're in the Iron Banner. It may or may not be difficult depending on the matchup that you are given.
You captured Zone C. Zone advantage is yours.
Well, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to ring the bell before you leave to be notified of all future episodes as soon as they go live. And thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. And we'll see you next time.
Fine work. I expect nothing less. Zone A captured. Power play. Total control. Opponent claimed Zone C. You captured Zone A. Zone B captured. Zone advantage is yours. Zone A lost. Captured Zone C. Zone advantage is yours. Show them what you can do. 1 minute remains. Zone C lost. Zone A captured. Zone advantage is yours. 30 seconds. Seconds. 2 down. Well fought, Hunter. Victory is yours.